allegedly.
I'm not even wearing my watch, so I can't even tell you.
Oops, that's not... Nope, get out of there. That's what I want. Promote all of our stuff.
Man. I love that it's titled Unravel Live. I want it just to be us, like, slowly descending into madness now.
I think based on how all three of our lives have been going recently, that's not too far from the fucking truth.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm
Watch
definitely
three
pretty
podcasters
prideful.
lose their grip on sanity.
Yes.
Unravel Live.
More 11.
I need to go look up the Giant Bomb 10-year stuff. I just haven't even had time to mess with it.
I know! I saw the thing that Boston posted to Twitter, which is probably one of my favorite clips ever. Just
The
like
crash with the helicopter.
Yes. Let's watch how an expert does it.
Oh,
Zoom.
God. It's like the perfect comedic timing. And then Vinny just saying, like, I think we're done.
Yes. Like, that is fucking incredible. It's always been one of my favorite clips ever. I will go back and watch the best of Giant Bomb with that section in it.
Yep.
I think it's like 32 or something.
Yeah.
And just for that, because they opened the fucking best of Giant Bomb with that. And it's just like, you should close with that.
Yeah, their 10-year hub is pretty good. They featured some of the best stuff, like, from each year going down the list.
Mm-hmm. Fuck,
Cool.
I need to go and have a look at that.
Sounds good to me.
It's pretty good.
I've finally been listening to Picking Up, or not. It's not called Picking Up the Pixels. It's called
That's
Blood,
us.
Sweat, and Pixels.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And you guys are right. That's a really good book.
Yes.
Who reads it?
A
dog.
check.
A dog reads it.
That's how I move in my life.
Yeah.
Ray Chase.
I don't even know who that is.
I don't know. Like the opening chapter, I was worried about the book and I was worried about him, but by like the second chapter, I liked it.
I need to fucking get back to that so bad. Like, I literally just finished the Stardew Valley one. It's like, coming up next, Destiny 2, Destiny 1. I was like, yes! And then haven't read past that since. It's like,
Well, that's the one I'm on right now, is the Destiny one.
He's the main character in Final Fantasy 15. Noctis.
which one? Okay.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
15's the boy road trip, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay. I don't know my numbers anymore. Like, I know the numbers, like, I know, like, 7, 8, 10, 9, maybe 11 and 12. I know the main characters from that, but every other Final Fantasy game, you could tell me a name and I'd be like, I don't know.
And I really want to go back and play 15 again someday. Like, I feel with all the updates they've done, it's probably a completely different game at this point.
I bet, yeah. There's too much frame rate stuff going on the PS4 version.
Yeah, I'm tempted to get it because the fucking, from what I heard, they've done some pretty cool things with it for the X, so...
I wonder if is it a Pro issue? Because I don't remember that on...
Yeah, there's frame rate issues on the Pro. It's weird. There's frame rate issues and there's tearing, but only on the Pro, which doesn't make any sense.
They don't... It's not the only game that's like that on the Pro, though.
No.
That's...
And I'm realistically, like, I should just get it on PC when it's on Super Sale and then just play it there, because I have like a 1070 in this machine, so it'll be able to tear through that game, but... And I can play with the dumb mods.
I actually forgot what my graphics card is and looked at my case to see, like an idiot.
In case it's just gonna whisper to you.
Well, I can see the graphics card from here because one of my fucking fan things is on this side, but all I see is the MSI logo.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, yeah, that doesn't tell me what it is.
I really hope this is the year I upgrade my computer.
It's just expensive. All at once, it's very expensive.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I need to ditch it off. Like, these components are tainted. I had a bad power supply that was killing components in my computer for a while.
Oh, yeah.
And it's still like a little, like it's, we'll say about 95% stable. Like, there's still some jank I put up with. So I feel like I need to go 100% new and get some new hard drives.
Exercise the demons.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, you guys ready to kick this probably short show off?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let's get started here in 3, 2, 1. It's the third Saturday of the month, so it's time to talk about TVGP's Game Club. I'm your host, Boston, and joining me as always is Moonpeer.
Hello, Governor.
And Musum.
Hey.
Let's just dive right into it. We don't really have anything here to talk about at the beginning, but we'll talk about the game that's coming up next at the end, chosen by you, the patrons.
By a landslide?
Pretty much, yeah. This month's game is Unravel, released February 9th, 2016 by EA, developed by Coldwood Interactive for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. I usually have a list here of characters for the game. There's really one. Just Yarny this time.
Yep.
So he or she is really your central figure of this game.
Yep.
Time travel Metacritic has 82. OpenCritic has it at 76. Not a lot of stuff came out around this time. We had peers for the release date Firewatch, which is a game I really love and is probably on the list for Game Club. Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time, and XCOM 2.
Gee, I wonder what game stole all of the headlines that time.
Firewatch. Actually, XCOM 2 wasn't well received, so it might have actually been Firewatch.
Yeah, it was.
I think I don't... Like, XCOM 2 had to have a couple patches before people liked it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Top of the pile, middle of the pack, or overlooked for Unravel. I'll probably vote for middle of the pack because of Firewatch.
I think for the time, like the media populace for it, it was overlooked. But I think anybody who played it did put it quite highly. So yeah, middle of the pack is about right.
Yeah, I'm middle too.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the game itself. What we liked, what we didn't like. I'll go first and say this game has a really great soundtrack.
Yeah, not like number one, like top of the barrel, like. That's the thing with this game that I take away from it, even having played it so long ago and replayed it now. It's that music is just so perfect.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
It's the because this is a Swedish developer, isn't it?
Yes.
Yep. And God, I don't know what extra instruments they have in Sweden that like The Witcher and this and whatever else gets, but I need those instruments. I just love the sound and character. Like, it gives it so much character in the game having that music in it.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've read about it, it was based on like old folk music around the areas. So, I mean, good on them for taking kind of similar to the gentleman at Sony's E3 press conference this year.
Right.
Like, good on them for taking kind of dead musical forms and like bringing them to light.
Yeah.
Because the soundtrack in this game is incredible, and the way it evolves throughout the course of the game is something I love as well. Mm-hmm. And then it winds itself back to the beginning again with the end of the game, and it has that wonderful soundtrack, but that relaxed and like happy kind of sound, but at the same time with the undertone of slight depression at the bottom of it.
Yeah. I actually I really liked the sound design overall, just sort of separating the soundtrack from it. It's such a game about small spaces, and it's the sound design feels really zoomed in, which is sort of a weird way to put it, I think, but it felt like Yarny was... It sounded like you would expect this very small yarn creature, you know, to the things it would hear in these really big environments. Yeah,
it was really well scaled to the levels in general, like, because I mean, you're right, like, the thing is with it is like you're in this big forest and you're hearing a lot, but it's always kind of scaled correctly to big noises, but only big noises for a small thing to hear them. So like the rustle of the leaves and stuff like that, it's really well put together. I can't help but wonder if they maybe got a little bit of help from DICE on that, because as far as I'm concerned, DICE are the king of sound engineering.
Yeah, it's oddly not a I think this was released before what's that DICE engine, Frostbite? Yeah, it's before the first Frostbite was really big. It surprisingly wasn't built on that.
So I really liked pretty much all the animal segments, even the slightly annoying crow one. Like, anytime you ran into an animal in that game, I was kind of excited for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I am not including insects and things as animals. I did not enjoy, say, the roach parts or the flies. The flies were the worst. But
Yeah.
Yes, I loved your message on Discord about the flies. It was just like, yep, I agree.
I think those animal parts were such a standout because one of the larger problems I have with this game, and it's not necessarily a problem because it's to me it's a small game from a small studio, and I am trying to keep my expectations in check with that, but I feel like so much of the puzzle solving in this game from pretty much the beginning revolved so much around tie the yarn to one thing, tie it to the other thing, and then pull something across this bridge you made, and it hop on that and hop over this other thing, and then you'll kind of keep going on the level.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but I felt like that made some of the puzzles a little too easy, because it's like, oh, well, I see this bottle here, all right, just bridge, and then just keep on moving. But those animal segments were pretty great because you were actually, there was a threat to you.
Yes. I love the fact that they also, like, we are humans, it's a crow, they are not scary to us.
Right.
Now all of a sudden this crow is the most terrifying thing you've faced in how many years of playing video games.
Crabs are terrifying.
Oh, yeah, no. I hate those crabs.
Did you guys feel bad about the gopher, like, gassing it out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really did.
Like, I was, like, it was leading up to it, it's like, oh, that's a cute thing, but okay, can't get close to it. And then, oh, now I feel bad. This thing that's been
Pick the
territorial with me. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, you are also invading the gopher's home. It's not like you belong there. He does.
Yeah, it's very convenient. There's lots of yarn spools underground, and
yes.
I thought that was a cool mechanic that I thought I'd be more frustrated by, where the amount of yarn you have can run out, so you're sort of pulling from one checkpoint to another, and if you make a mistake or you don't, sometimes you need to wrap yourself around something to pull a door open. If you don't unwrap yourself on the way back out, you might not have enough yarn to make it to the next checkpoint. I thought there were enough checkpoints. I never really got frustrated by that.
Yeah.
I had a few instances where I ran out of yarn, like, just right in front of the thing.
Like an inch
And I
away.
literally just had to start, like, mash the jump button until the game would register that I'm closest to it.
Yeah.
And, like, occasionally, it just wouldn't work. Like, in particular, like, I didn't beat the game. I had to watch the last 2 levels on a video, but I did make it to the snow level, the level before the last one.
Right, the journey level.
Yes, let me drag this lantern through the whole thing.
Right.
And try not to get blown away by the wind, and got to a point where it just would not let me get close enough to the yarn spool. And it's like, I haven't tied anything in this level.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, nothing to tie to.
I literally just had to let my guy die and then restart that part, and then I kind of looked at a guide to see if I was doing something wrong and realized how much of it was left. I'm like, well, I'm probably not going to beat this in time for our cast today. So,
yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool level at the end. I joked that it reminds me of Journey. It reminds me of the end of Journey a lot.
Yeah.
Which definitely isn't a bad thing, but
the sparkle things that you.
No, I was thinking of what I liked so much about the snow level, I guess, in both of those games is how heavy the snow felt. Like, Yarny and whatever the Journey person is, it feels like a trial for them to get through all this snow. Even with Yarny dragging that lantern, and then I like occasionally the wind really blowing and you're kind of flapping behind it.
Yeah.
But it felt like it was difficult to get through, and I actually liked how they the snow stuck to the yarn too.
Yes, that's something I think they do. Like, I mean, let's just talk about right now that this game is gorgeous. Like, this game looks phenomenal. Like, considering it's made by, like you said, like a small studio. I think, is it Unreal Engine?
Let me look. I don't remember.
But like the game just looks incredible, from like the flowers to the animals to like grass. This, like, the sense of scale and everything is so great. I think you mentioned it yourself, Austin. Like the biggest negative I have for Unravel is the repetitive nature of some of the puzzles,
Right?
because it does get to that point at certain times. The thing that I adore about this game is the storytelling, the nature of the going into the photos and reliving memories and things like that.
The evolution from one environment to another.
Yeah, and how like it goes through. I mean, it said I haven't read into the lore of Unravel, but the way I take it is you're reliving this old lady who lives in this house. You're reliving her memories by going into these photos.
Yeah.
And the story it tells of like industrialization of an area and the protests and the damage done to the family and the environment in the area. And then I'm guessing it's the husband of the old lady dies and is put into a hospital.
Yeah.
And then really nice little reference. After that point, at the end of the level, you don't collect a full medallion, you collect a half a medallion.
Yeah, I thought that was heartbreaking.
Yes.
I was like, oh man. Yeah, I actually read an interview with one of the developers that said that's basically the storyline is Yarny is trying to find, you know, a new family after this one is falling apart, and like the town they lived in is starting to get industrialized and sort of getting ruined. He said the metaphor there was Yarny is unraveling itself, getting further and further away from the old woman that he made him lived with. I'm not sure. And then once he eventually finds the kid and the new family, that's when he starts, you know, a brand new life.
Yeah, it's really well done. Like and especially again, it's where the music comes into play as well. When you get those like the memory flashes and you see like the photos and like the little animatronic style thing, where it's like here's a photo, then a next photo in a sequence, then the next photo in a sequence, all one after the other. Like it's really, really well done. I adore the storytelling and the music in this game. Like this,
yeah.
I think this was on my top 10 last year for a reason, because
and the story manages to avoid being preachy. It doesn't.
Yes.
It never really tells you what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, that last card.
Oh sure, yeah.
It's very direct. I liked the game a lot. I don't think I like it as much as you guys do. I didn't like that level that you did, Boston. But then again, I only spent, I think I tried it for 20 to 30 minutes and had that glitch, and tried it again and just thought, man, I'm just going to frustrate myself if I keep playing this now. I've already, like, I've been playing it throughout the week, but I've probably spent the most, like, 4 or 5 hours playing it today.
Yeah. Well, it's always frustrating when you get to one of those points where it's like, I'm not doing anything wrong and I can't keep going.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I think for me, I think the game is good. I think I respect it a lot more than I liked it, because it's a puzzle game that I found myself really frustrated with right now, but it's not the game's fault. It's sort of what's going on in my life right now that I'm sort of not in the mood for, like, bashing my head against a puzzle game.
Yeah.
Well, and I found a pretty good walkthrough. So, like, last night I said, I just got to get through this game. If I start to get stuck, I'm just going to look up what I need to do. Mm-hmm. And half the time it just shows me one image and I go, oh, that's okay. I get what needs to happen here. I didn't realize there was a thing I needed to drag from
There's
way
a lever
over here.
Under the seat, and it makes the seat fall back. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I was stuck on that for a little bit.
Yeah. I think that one I solved that one accidentally the first time, where I was just like, what do I do? And then I happened to be holding the grab button, and he went into like the animation for grabbing stuff, and I was like, what's he got hold of?
Right.
There's nothing there.
What's he doing? Yeah. I feel like I don't want to beat up on the game too much for being what it is, because it seems like it's probably the first puzzle game this team really made.
Yeah.
And I think... Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think my only real criticism for the game, if I'm being honest, is I wish some of the levels were a little bit shorter. Like, I feel like they get their point across, but I think the charm just in like I feel like the even numbered levels are all my favorite ones because they inevitably will have some sort of animal or something that takes you for a ride, which is it's so fun. And it's when I sit down, like I think, I don't want to think right now. I don't want to do this. And then eventually, like as long as it's one of those even numbered levels, I will find myself like very much relaxing and playing it. But like the odd number levels are the flies and the snow and
the factory.
Oh, the factory.
Yeah.
That's probably my least favorite level in the game, to be honest, is the factory. And that's the only reason that's my least favorite is because it adds a whole bunch of new dynamics in with regards to items and what you can and cannot push and pull. Where it's very simple for the majority of the rest of the games. Like, this is a can of soda. You can move this thing. Whereas in the factory, it's like, can I move this big metal bar or can I not move this big metal bar?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And then usually experiment with that. If you can't, usually you end up dying.
Yeah.
It is a really fun game to joke about the physics of, which, you know, I did in our Discord with Yarny can drown, he's Yarn, and but he weighs enough to make this seesaw go down, and
Well, let me tell you, I've got some good news for you. They took a lesson from Assassin's Creed in Unravel 2. Yarny can swim.
Nice. That's a big upgrade.
Yes.
I did enjoy the boat and the fish, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
The boat and the fish is really cool. Another animal.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite parts. I'm sorry, I like animals.
But they're so cool though, because it's like this is a giant fish, and it's probably in actuality about the size of like your hand.
Yeah, a little minnow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think overall I liked Unravel. I think, like Moon said, for storytelling alone, it probably would have been on my top 10 list that year, just for saying, like, you know, it's a good game to play through. It has some good puzzles and, you know, some repetition issues, but it has a really cool storytelling style that I think works for it really well.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't remember what came out, and I guess this came out in 2016. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
I don't remember what else came out this year.
Yeah.
I think Moon said last year a moment ago. I'm like, last year? God, there's too much last year.
Yeah, 2017
it definitely
was
wasn't
too
last year.
All right, any this was a pretty short game, so I think this is going to be a pretty short episode. Anyone have any last thoughts for Unravel?
Nope. I think I've talked about it enough on TVGP proper. Like, I adore this game. Like, I genuinely do. I think it's well made. It has its flaws, but I think based on the quality of the games I tend to play, people will know that I have a tendency to be able to ignore big flaws in games.
NCA Neo Geo's Unravel.
Yes. Oh, think of the animation that they would do, though.
Oh man, that'd be really great. I want someone to make a Unravel demake now.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Yeah. Musum, any last thoughts for Unravel?
Did we lose Musum?
I think we lost Musum.
He's frozen like a stone.
All right, well, knowing Skype, he can probably still hear us, so let's cover... Nope, it just hung up. Okay. Well, let's wrap up here real quick with our next game, chosen by you, the patrons, patreon.com/E1M1, the ones are numbers. You guys chose Celeste. Came out for PC, Linux, OS X, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to playing this quite a bit. I've been holding off on playing this until... Musum just sent me a text that says, computer is in the process of crashing. So that answers that question. So go pick that up and play it. I'm very excited to play it, and don't overlook, if you're not super great at platformers, there are a whole bunch of difficulty options at the beginning.
A big thing for me, because I mentioned to community member T-Bomb Rocks that this probably is going to be the next Game Club game, and the first thing he said was, go into the options if you're having a bad time and check them out.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, it doesn't punish you or anything. Like, you don't miss out on the ending or anything like that. It just makes the game a little bit slower, makes the game a little bit easier. So no shame in doing that.
Yep.
We're getting older. We're getting old for video games. We're in our mid-30s.
We're getting old, period.
That's fair. All right, thank you very much, everyone, for listening, and we'll see you all next month.
Bye-bye. And I'll do it from you some too. Bye-bye. I'm a musical genius. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. We'll see you next month. Bye.